Chevrolet, together let's drive. BombChevyBuick.com, right from the start.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
It's the WHOW Morning Show. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in this segment is Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch. Mr. Mayor, how are we doing? How was your July 4th? Very good, very good. Went out to Iowa and saw the Savannah bananas. That was interesting. But anyway, you got to. That's on my fiance's mom. I wasn't the one trying. So anyway, well, yeah. Well, that is a good transition. Talking about going on vacation and traveling and such to bring up tourism in Lincoln. That's always a big topic when we're able to have you on the air. And we're always talking about that new museum that you guys have, and you were finally able to open that up, right? Wow. Definitely. So now that that is, I don't want to say fully fleshed out because, museums are always evolving, always changing. But what can people see now that, you guys are ready to have the public in when they get to come in and check it out? Mhm. Wow. Cool. Mm. Oh, nice. Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a must see. You're selling me on it. That's for sure. Another big part of that museum and that building is the economic development incubator. And I'm curious, early on, what has the energy been like, and what's been going on in that side of the building? Nice. Very good. Very good. What's your hope for that building in the future? Where do you want to take it? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, definitely. And, in the era of, work from home and doing things digitally, there's something to be said about that value of having people in that space together, whether it's bouncing ideas off of each other or just, being friends, right? Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You had mentioned you were just talking about the world's largest penny, and another big, no pun intended, with big. Another big thing in Lincoln recently was the moving of the world's largest covered wagon, and I know that now you guys have had a little bit of time to sit on that, and I'm curious, how the feelings are and what the reaction has been now that it's been moved. Sure. Hmm. Yeah. Great, great. And that's definitely something that is a long-term benefit that you might not see, right away is those extra people coming to those local businesses in that area, right? Mhm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Way back when we first started talking about Lincoln taking over its own tourism, obviously a big part of that was this museum. And another big part of it was the hiring of, and correct me if I'm wrong on his name, Scott McCoy, right? Your new tourism director? Yeah. So, how has that been, since you guys brought him on and now finally getting to see this project, come to fruition? Yeah. Hmm. Definitely, definitely. So, what's next on the table then for Scott and Lexi? What are they going to be working on next? Of course. Mm, wow. Do you feel like having the grand opening on, you said, it was the 11th, just after, the 4th, that kinda kept the momentum of that America 250 celebration going as far as tourism in Lincoln? Yeah, absolutely. Mhm, mhm. Gotcha, gotcha. Well, and while you mentioned it, before we take a break, Mayor Welch, just shout out that, last 3rd Friday for the year. What's going on tonight? Mm, nice. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I look at the clock. It's about time for a break. More to come with Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
Let's check the markets down the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans, and Chicago wheat all slightly higher. September corn up half a penny, 441 and three quarters. December corn up half a penny, 464 and a half. And March corn up one quarter, 479 and three quarters. August beans up three and three quarters, 1198 and three quarters. September beans up four and three quarters, 1190. November beans up four and a quarter, 1199 and a quarter. September Chicago wheat up a penny, 675 and three quarters. September KC wheat is up five and a quarter, 721 and three quarters. August bean meal down 330, 319.60. August bean oil up 245, 74.88. Livestock trade. August feeders up 17 cents, 346.77. August live cattle down 82 cents, 226.25. August lean hogs up half a dollar, $100.80. Energy markets, September Brent crude oil up 261, 86.85.
If you're looking for music that stood the test of time, join me, Randy Miller, Sundays from 6 to 8 a.m. on 95.9 WEZC. I host Steady Ground Replay, a 2-hour journey back to the roots of contemporary Christian music. From the songs that started a movement to the hits that formed our foundation, it's 2 hours of timeless encouragement. Steady Ground Replay, standing on the music that built our faith. Sundays from 6 to 8 a.m. on 95.9 WEZC.
The Illinois Emergency Management Agency has designated WHOW's many platforms on AM and FM, as well as WEZC 95.9 FM, as standby radio stations for emergency messages to be sent for severe weather, as well as for the Clinton Power Station. We also have a direct link to the National Weather Service for watches or warnings to air immediately when they're issued. Keep yourself and your family safe by tuning into the WHOW platforms on AM, FM, or streamed online, as well as on WEZC 95.9 FM.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
It's the WHOW Morning Show. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin insurance agent in Clinton. We continue with my guest in this segment, Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch. And Mayor, we move over to talking a little bit of business in Lincoln, and we'll start with the Fifth Street project. Just maybe give us a little recap of where this Fifth Street project started and where we're at now. Mhm. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to speak a little bit more to that very expensive, how are we working on funding for this project and where we at on that front? Mhm. Right. Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, it sounds like it's been a long time coming, and I'm sure that means that you'll get hopefully some patience from people as you guys finish this project out. Do you have a hopeful end date? I'm sure delays may come, but where you guys are hoping to be at? Okay, of course. Mhm. This is true. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, anything else about the Fifth Street project you want to put out there for us, Mayor? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, before we got started, we were also talking about the Oasis building out in Lincoln. And you guys have a decision that you are trying to make as far as whether that building's going to get renovated or taken down. Let's talk about where we're at with that decision making process and what that building is. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mm. Mhm. Wow. Mm. Gotcha, gotcha. So are there any the longer that you guys are having these kind of discussions, the possibility that that building gets even in worse condition, are you guys trying to come up with something soon, or are you taking your time trying to, figure every aspect of it out? Mhm. Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. We are just about out of time, Mayor. Where can people go to follow along with all the things that are happening in the city of Lincoln? Absolutely. As always, that is Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
The Big 1520,